Hallo und herzlich willkommen zu Towerstars-TV und quasi mit dem Saisonstart hier. Und wir haben besondere Gäste für diesen ersten Videobericht. Wir haben Tim Kehler, unseren neuen Coach, und seinen Assistent Casey Fratkin. Herzlich willkommen. Das Schöne, dass es geklappt hat, auch wenn wir hier bei ungefähr gefühlten 80 Grad hier oben stehen. Wir haben oben hier übrigens den Platz gewählt, weil wir haben noch so viele Video-Interviews in der Halle unten. Und wir haben gedacht, jetzt sind wir hier am schönsten Ort in Ravensburg. Und da gleich mal die Frage, how do you like it, Tim, after you arrived from Canada and the first days in Ravensburg?
Schön, aber ein bisschen warm hier heute Abend.
Casey.
I'm not going to try with my German right now, but yeah, it's a beautiful town, and it's really nice to be here. But yes, a little warm.
You already told me that you're interested in all the historic details.
Well, I studied history in university, so history anywhere is interesting for me. So looking forward to learning about it here.
Ihr seid schon so lange jetzt im Geschäft als Trainer. Is it still something special starting a new season for you?
Yeah, absolutely. And especially with a new team this year here in Ravensburg. Casey and I have been talking over the last months, excited about the roster that Daniel has put together, and excited to be behind the team that we've had to coach against the last few seasons. I think the Towerstars have been a team on the rise, and these first days are always entertaining, exciting, a little bit anxious for players and coaches to get on the ice and get started what we hope is going to be a terrific season.
What about you, Casey? Is it still a rumbling in the stomach?
Yeah, I mean, anytime you come into a new situation and organization, there's always, a little nerves of how things are going to be. But to echo what Tim said about this club, in my experience, it's always been a really good team in this league and a challenging team to play against, a team that works hard and gives it everything every night. So to be able to coach a team like that, it's exciting for a coach.
Tim, kommen wir zu dir. Du bist ich weiß nicht, ob das Dienstälteste, glaube ich nicht, aber der erfahrenste auf jeden Fall in der DEL2. Du hast 4 Jahre in Kassel, 3 Jahre in Frankfurt. Und du hast die Entwicklung natürlich gesehen in den letzten Jahren, wie die DEL, die Liga des Eishockey gemacht hat. Konntest du da selber auch als Trainer ein bisschen dazulernen? Where did you see the most progress of the league in the last years and what could you learn as a coach?
Well, the key to being a successful coach is you never stop learning, that there are opportunities to learn with every new situation, every new season, players and coaches that you get the chance to work with. So that's an ever-evolving process. But what I've noticed the most in German hockey, and particularly in the DEL2, is the constant improvement from team to team. I think every year the league gets better. And not only the top teams, but mostly the bottom end teams are making improvements to be more competitive game to game. And I think to win consistently now in the DEL2 with the quality of players throughout the league, the quality of coaching, which has only gotten better, it's a difficult task to win on a consistent basis. And any game that you win, it's a just reward for playing well because it's tough on any given night.
Casey, wenn man auf das Team schaut, das wir jetzt haben werden, da gibt es viele junge Spieler, die jetzt neu zu uns kommen. Die haben noch keine richtige, volle Profisaison gespielt. Du warst in deiner Karriere in Nordamerika, aber auch bei internationalen Clubs schon als Trainer und Scout tätig. So you know how to work with young talents. What would be the biggest challenge for those guys next season?
For most of them, it's a new experience coming into the DEL2. With some with no professional experience, some with only a limited experience, but they're going from a level of hockey where they're top players and they've earned their chance to come to this level. But it's a big adjustment playing against other young players every night to playing against men every night, and not only playing against them in games, but in practice as well. Their peers are now older. Some of them have kids, and so it's a challenge for them, but I also think that increases their ability to develop quicker. The quicker they can adjust and learn to play with the physicality and the speed of men, the easier it is for them to transition into the pro game.
Wohl in den ersten Trainingseinheiten, wo liegt da der Fokus, wo sind die Prioritäten?
Well, as a new coaching team coming in, we certainly want to implement our systems and structure that we hold in high regard for our teams. We want to create an identity of how we want to play, and we want to do that early. But we also have to be mindful that most of these players now have, while they've been training hard and are in good condition, have not been on the ice in some cases for 1 or 2 months. So we need to take a balanced approach where we're gently working the players back into on-ice condition and at the same time building those team structures, finding out for ourselves what chemistry is going to make sense, what line combinations will work appropriately, and for all of us, finding out what makes the Tower Stars really click this year. So it's an exciting process to be in, and again, particularly coming into it fresh. It's an experienced team with a lot of young up-and-coming talent, but I think some new voices and a fresh approach can make things interesting and engaging for players and coaches alike.
Wir haben ja oft jetzt darüber gesprochen, dass in diesem Jahr gibt viele Clubs, die aufsteigen wollen. Kastel möchte aufsteigen, Dresden möchte aufsteigen, die Krefeld Pinguine kamen runter, wollen so schnell wie möglich wieder hoch. Krefeld wants to go back up as fast as possible. Dresden wants to go up. Kassel wants to go up. Is there more competition? Will be the league more tight than we had seen it last year?
Well, I expect that it will be, and as we talked about earlier, I think year over year the league and the competition only gets better. The fact that there are teams that have announced their ambitions for Aufstieg is, I think that enhances the competition and the competitive drive of those clubs, but it doesn't diminish the competitiveness of the teams that are still playing for a championship. That's what we're grown up and brought up to aspire to, is to win a championship, and I think our team is well positioned to challenge with the top teams in the league, and I think there will be a number of them, but we want to be there at the end. And as to your question, I think there will be a number of teams that are going to be very competitive, that are going to keep the league close, and not only amongst the season favorites, but also amongst teams that have traditionally been play-out teams, play-down teams. Those teams have made strides to push for playoff spots, and I think we're going to see a real push from some clubs this year that haven't been heard from in the past.
Thank you very much for coming. Eine erfolgreiche Saison. Toi, toi, toi euch beiden und vielen Dank. Und wir sehen uns dann nächste Woche.